Welcome back to the channel, guys. I redid that intro there because I wanted to incorporate both to welcoming back, welcoming you. This is a great start. Welcoming you back to the channel if you're already a subscriber or viewer, slash to the channel if you're new. I'm on the last day of the Modafinil video. I'm just doing some of my own sort of just organising stuff and working and whatnot. And I just thought I'd hit record because why not? I had a million things in my head and now my mind's gone blank, so that's good. Yeah, guys, I don't know. I think it's important to talk, right? So I don't know if you guys are actually watching this or not, or if anyone is for that matter. But I find talking is a good solution to most problems. Like, I can honestly say I've probably not. I think when I've had major problems in life, right? And what would you consider major? You know, is something that we might sort of disagree on, major or minor. Is it looking really dark? I think it is. It's because of the light out there. So if I like block that out somehow, is it brighter? Here's one, yeah. Now I'm gonna say this that people might not like it. I don't really give a shit. But I feel like there's a need for people to try and make their skin look lighter. And that's honestly not what I'm trying to do. Says that as he's trying to make it all lighter. No, but I'm just trying to make it so it's not dark on your screen, you know what I mean? It's a rinse topic, innit? But I think it's stupid, man. Yeah. Especially, I mean, coming from the Asian community, South Asian community. You know, like the darker you are, it's like the less desirable you are. It's like fucking so stupid. So dumb, man. So dumb. And is that alright? I'm gonna get myself in a lot of trouble here because I'm gonna be talking stuff that I don't know. But I'm just putting my thoughts out there and showing my level of ignorance, you could say. Is that due to colonialism? I don't know. Someone can answer the question. For me, do we look up to, you know, the West in that sense? I don't know. Probably deep down. Actually, you know, something I did want to talk about is, you know, there's a lot of talk, and there has been, about black people in representation in like Hollywood and whatever. You know, I'll be honest, I don't know a massive amount. I'll be the first to admit about anything, really, about anything. You know, I'm just an individual struggling with my own things, major or minor. You know, grateful for what I've got and what I've had and whatever, and but also working towards more. So I don't claim to be someone who's been through loads or the opposite or nothing, or you know what I mean. I'm not claiming to be anyone with any information or anything. I'm just some dickhead online rambling. But I have found that, okay, this is something I've noticed is, or just often I'm a bit like, just a bit, I wouldn't say irritated by it because I try not to get irritated by it because I just don't think about it. But it's like, when will there be a Pakistani Spider-Man? Never, yeah. And I don't think there necessarily should be either. But it's just, I just feel like no one really gives a shit if you know about Asians. To be honest with you, if I'm being honest, innit? Like, that's my thoughts. Like, there's a big push in what I see around me. I don't know what you want to categorize that as. There's a big push in like having more black people in movies and stuff, which, you know, if there aren't enough, again, I'm not really big on movies and stuff, so I don't really know. You know, there should be a representation. Yeah, I'm with that. If that's what's sort of going on, but no one really gives a shit if there's an Asian in there or not. You know. I mean, how many Asians are? Let's have a look at this. I mean, we're talking America here, though, aren't we? Apologies. throat's gonna go now for a few minutes. I've had this problem from an earlier age where randomly, I'm glad I've caught it on camera here, I'll feel a pull in the back of my throat, and it doesn't matter what I do, I'll just start coughing and coughing. I can drink water, it won't help. Helped a little bit, I guess. Yeah, so the doctor said it's due to stress, right? But I'm not stressed right now, am I? So why did that just randomly happen now? I don't know. Or maybe I'm stressed overall and it just randomly comes out. I don't know. But I mentioned it a few times and they said there's nothing they can see, there's nothing they can do, so great stuff. In the UK, in terms of South Asian, usually refers to Indian subcontinent. Oh, sorry, they use, I don't know what it says there, but yeah. In the UK, Indians, 2.3%, Pakistanis, 1.9%, Bangladeshis, 0.9%. So where are we? We're at about 5%. So that's bloody low for anyone that thinks we're taking over. So we have a look at how many black people there are in the UK. Of black. Is that what you'd class it? Or is it Afro-Caribbean? But that's not. Is that Afro-Caribbean? Of course it is, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to get gunned down for anything I say because I don't know what I'm on about. Okay, 3.3%. So it looks similar, man, to be honest. What percentage of the UK is black, it says here? 3%. Are you joking? I thought there'd be more than Asians. And if you're in America, when I say Asian, I'm talking South, Southeast, South Asian. Yeah, so I found here basically, well, it's 2011, so it's flipping ages ago. But it's probably swayed more towards more ethnic people. I'm assuming anyway, just a guess. 86% white, classed as white, and then Asian. Now they've not specified South or well, I guess I don't know, but there is obviously a difference. Is 7.5%, and then black 3.3, mixed 2.2, and then other groups 1%. Yeah, so Indians making up 2.5%. Don't know if they're including Pakistanis in that, probably not. But yeah, my point is like, I feel like this whole push on black representation and stuff. I mean, okay, here's the caveat. This is probably an American. I mean, a lot of this is American driven, right? But I don't know, man. I just feel like people don't give a shit about Asians, basically, is what I'm saying. And I have to whisper it in case anyone hears. But I'm potentially uploading this to YouTube for everyone to hear and no one to listen to, probably. But yeah, it's quite sad, man. I mean, I'm curious. That's my experience. Like, does anyone else feel the same? You know what I mean? Does anyone else feel that similar kind of? No one really cares. You know? I don't find any representation of ours. I mean, and if there is ever any, it's people who have almost sold out. You know, they know nothing about their culture. They don't speak the language. You know, there's like, I mean, I don't want to bring names into it because I don't know them personally or whatever, obviously. I don't know, man. I just find that flipping anyone, just anyone that is trying to collect my thoughts, man. So if you're listening to this, I'd advise you to do something productive if you're listening to this while listening to it, because it's really not going to benefit you. Well, it's not going to benefit you, period, to be honest. So you might as well do something productive while listening to me ramble. But I do enjoy talking, so why not? It'd be good if you could see what I was doing. Yeah, I guess I can just edit this up. Yeah, so I'm pretty much rambling on, guys, but what I'm saying is I just find that there's no real representation of like okay, let's go into a bit of my background, why not? Just so you can see where I'm coming from, right? It's just in many ways I don't want to complain, but in the same sort of breath, so to speak, it's sad, to be honest. It's quite sad because I've always grown up thinking, yo, people don't really give a shit about. I'm gonna speak about my background, Pakistanis and stuff. You know, I didn't know that classism was a thing. Number one, growing up, that might sound so stupid and whatever. Yeah, I mean it is pretty dumb, but I wasn't aware. And actually, I'm 24 now. I wasn't aware for a very long time that there was such a thing as classes. I didn't know the middle class existed. Like I didn't know, man. I just thought, uh, we are who we are. I'm going back to like, let's say, I mean, when I say I didn't know the middle class was a thing, I'm talking. Okay, I'm 24. I didn't know until I was like, I don't know. I didn't know it was classified as something till about not long ago, man. Not long ago. Not long ago. Maybe only a few years ago, I'd say. Sounds absurd, but yeah. But obviously, at that point, I did see a difference in myself and others, so I'm not, trying to say that I couldn't see the difference. Uh, yeah, so I would say I grew up. I would say I grew up thinking, okay, yeah, we haven't got a lot of money compared to some. Um, but I didn't think. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of stereotypes that we deal with as well. I mean, now being 24, I feel like if there's certain people that I would go up to and speak to, like I've only now have realized actually people might not view me for, people might have their preconceived conceptions of who and what I am. Do you know what I mean? And that's just fucking sad, to be honest. You know, I don't want to get too into this actually because I could land myself in a bit of trouble. And that's sad because it's not like I'm saying anything wrong. I'm just expressing my experiences and how I feel. But I don't want to get myself into any trouble. It's not, I'm not in the position to take that risk. So, but yeah, I just feel like some people, if I was to present myself as I am in front of certain individuals, let's say the average British person, yeah, they'll already have their reservations about, or their, stereotypes about what I'm like and whatnot. This sounds like BS, and I mean, this just sounds like me being a little bitch, and complaining about nothing. But actually, I've never really sort of thought about these things till recently, till it's affected me. I would say, till it's affected me in the sense of not emotionally massively. I mean, I can, I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm fairly like comfortable in myself and these kind of things, and I just say, well, you're a dickhead if that's how you think, kind of thing. Um, but it's sad more than anything. It's sad, and it saddens me. If I'm being honest, more than anything, it's just sad. You know, it's just sad. Um, for example, where I live, it's quite a studenty area. Um, and you will find that most, well, okay, in my experience, I might cut this out, I don't know, but a lot of the sort of students here are white British, so they're born here, parents were born here, their ancestors are from here, you know, and so on and so forth. And I've found that, I mean, I could just sit in my car. This has happened on a number of occasions, and I've found it funny. But if I'm being real with myself, and if I really have a think about it, it's actually fucking sad. And I'm not saying it's their fault either, yeah? So hear me out. I'm not saying it's their fault. And stereotypes, some stereotypes are good, some are bad, some have a basis, some don't. Does this one? We can discuss it perhaps. But like if I've been sat in my car several times at night, just come home from going out for food or whatever, and I've had people knock on my window. I've had people sit in my car and show me money because they think I'm the dealer. You know what I mean? It sounds so dumb, but they think like I'm their drug dealer, and sometimes I've joked along with it. Maybe I shouldn't have done. You know, so I apologize if you're listening to this and I've done that to you and whatever. But it's just sad, man. Like, and that's kind of what they see you as. So this is my point. Like, that's happened on several occasions, and it's almost as if that is what they see you as. Like, oh, here's a brown Pakistani. Oh, he. I know it sounds like a sweeping statement. I appreciate that, but honestly, this is kind of how it feels like you're viewed. Because if I was to approach, not that you should approach random people, I mean, you know what I mean, like in whatever context, right? Take that as you want to take it. If you were to approach the same sort of English British person, similar age group, 18 to 28, whatever, let's say, because that's who I'm describing here. They will look at you and think that maybe, I don't know, and often thought this, like maybe their parents have warned them from you or something, like people like you, what they think are people like you in the past. I don't know. Yeah, man, it's just sad, man. I mean, I'm rambling, but watch it if you want to watch it. Don't watch it if you don't want to watch it. If you are watching it, do something productive alongside. Don't just be watching this, because you can be doing something productive as well. Yeah, man, I don't know, man. I just find it sad, man, to be honest. You know what I mean? And it's upsetting. It's sad. I don't know. It's just that's basically how you're viewed. Like, people just think that's what like the people like. Okay, so alongside with this, I'm just was that a word? I'm just gonna check the audio is working, because it has a stupid. It's just an issue sometimes. Seems to be working fine. Hopefully it remains working fine. Yeah, what I was gonna go on and say is I've actually had people like see me and cross the road. I swear to God, I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm being deadly serious. I mean, I don't look like that scary. Hopefully, I don't think so. I'm not like 6'5" and 300 kg. That's absurd weight. But I don't know, man. It's just I've been walking and people just stop, both men and women. Maybe because I've got a black coat on. I don't know. You can't help. I'm not one to play the race card, and I'm not saying it's racist either necessarily. But I'm just saying what I notice, and when I describe it to like white friends, for example, they don't have the same experience. And I found it funny at times. So I've literally just been, even if I've been carrying the shopping, like how innocent is that? Like, I'm not going to do anything with shopping bags in my hands. I'm like walking behind someone, and sometimes, but just by chance they're walking the same direction, and I've had people just stop, like constantly, like it's like looking back, and then they'll stop to a side, let me pass, and then go on. It's like, fucking hell, man, I'm hardly gonna like steal your shopping as well. You know what I mean? It's just sad, man. It's just sad, man. I feel like certain things like that. Correct me. I could be wrong here. I'm just going off my experiences and the people that I know that I've spoken to, and they don't all detail the same thing. Um, I don't have a lot of black friends, so yeah, I certainly wouldn't say a lot. So and it's not something I've massively discussed with any of those that I do have. So I don't know. Possibly I mean, I'm assuming the experience is probably the same, to be honest. In that instance, or in that respect, Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just sad, you know what I mean? I don't really know what I'm saying here, but I just want to talk about it because I think, I don't know, do people really talk about it? I don't really know. I don't know, man. Certainly not heard a lot, you know. It's just sad, man. I don't really know what else, what I'm really saying here, but I just think it's pretty shit, you know. It's not a great feeling. It's one that you can get over and you're like, fuck it, who cares kind of thing. And I am to some extent like that. But at the same time, you just think, yo, like, just feel like saying, fuck you then, innit? Which is obviously not the correct approach. It's not at all the correct approach, in fact. But yeah, going back to the representation thing, I am definitely rambling here. But I find, there's sort of a big push on like black representation, black people's representation. And what I was getting at with the statistics there is, again, correct me if I'm wrong, I've not massively looked into this, so I could definitely be wrong. But I would have thought there's probably a roughly, I mean, talking UK here, this is the thing. I know a lot of these sort of movements, Hollywood and whatever, is obviously America, isn't it? And again, I've not looked, and I probably, you look. Here's another. Right, I'm gonna just keep on going off on tangents, but you can't know everything. You can't research everything. You know what I mean? I mean, I've got a lot of stuff to do that I don't do, so I'm not claiming to be such a busy individual that I'm constantly doing so much. I should be doing a lot, and I set myself a lot to do. Often I don't do it, man, and that's my shortcoming, you know. So don't take this as me thinking I'm doing more, super busy and whatever. I mean, I should be and probably usually not though. Yeah, I'm fucking chatting shit on I, but I'm just rambling at this point. But yeah, I don't know what to say, man. Yeah, so what I'm saying is basically you can't. Here's another tangent. Basically, you can't expect everyone to be up to date with everything and have all the information, to have researched so much. I'm not claiming to here. I'm just saying as an individual what I think. And I know if I think it, there must be others who, I don't know how many, maybe not a lot, maybe a lot, I don't know, but who feel the same sort of have the same sort of thoughts or whatnot. Yeah, I find that the push for black people to be more represented more in Hollywood and stuff, which is a good thing, obviously. I mean, equal representation, I think, is what's the key here. So yeah, oh God, my mind's going off in so many different ways because at the same time, I do think, you know, well, let's say there's race A and race B, right? And you can equate this to blacks, Asians, whites, whoever, whatever you want, right? If there are way more race A, let's say if there's 90% race A, 10% race B, and you're making a film, then let's just say they're always either one race or the other in the film, just for the sake of argument to make this simple. Then 9 out of 10 films you would expect to be played by race A and one by race B, right? I know it's a bit of a shit hypothetical, but it's just to sort of express what I'm saying quickly. Is that correct? I know they'd be mixed, but I'm saying the representation. Okay, 90. Let's say there's 100 people per film. In each film, it'll be 90 of race A, 10 of race B. Is that how it should be, or even though there's only 10% of race B and 90% race A, should it then be 50-50 in each film? Because that's underrepresenting race A. Do you get me? Hopefully, I've got those all the right way around and you can follow. So, I mean, that's a point. also, I feel. Um, and I don't know if it's looked at like that. I don't know. But anyway, going back to what I was saying earlier, it certainly feels like, Asians, Pakistanis specifically, being Pakistani, I'm talking about it, we're not represented in anything Western. I mean, you've got Zayn Malik, who is half, I think, I think he's half Pakistani. I don't know a huge amount about him either. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like there is very little Asian representation. Asian again being Eastern Asian, and also most people just don't care. You know what I mean? It's like there's a big push on sort of black um, representation. Which obviously no issue with that. Um, I think everyone should be equally represented, and if they're underrepresented, then obviously they should be represented properly in it. It's a no-brainer, really, isn't it? But I just feel the same. I don't know if the right word is affinity or whatever, but or the same care is certainly not given towards. I would say South Asians. I'm predominantly here. I'm talking about Pakistanis because I'm just based on what I see, and I find that, and I didn't know this as a kid. Again, going back to what I was talking about before, but I find that people just don't care as much, man. You know, people just don't care as much about Pakistanis and whatever. It's sad, man. It's really quite sad. And I so often I've thought, no, everything's cool, like, this isn't the case because and that people aren't racist because, or don't think in certain ways because they've not said anything to me. And then through speaking to others and so on, and sort of getting just reading into things a bit more, I've noticed actually as a male, I mean, I'm assuming this is one of the factors that influences the following. As a male and with a personality that generally people who know me know, I will say, I'm not going to take shit off someone for nothing or whatever, you're not going to trample over me, kind of thing. This means to some extent that people who might have some sort of thoughts for whatever reason about you, let's say they're racist, let's just go to the extreme and say they are all all out full-fledged racist, probably they're not going to say anything to me, though I have had instances in the past of it. But chances are they're not going to say anything to my face because they know it's not that they're all afraid of me and I'm some big macho man, certainly not the case, but there is a level of they don't, it's not worth it for them, you know what I mean, like in some sense they're kind of bullies who want to who just won't say something to me. So me thinking that, hey, everything's cool, everyone's cool, not everyone's, no one thinks like that, no one, but actually it's part of it is just a case of, no, some people do really think a certain way and they're just not going to say it to me. They just will choose not to say it to me for whatever reason. And so I've kind of fooled myself over the years in believing that, not that racism doesn't exist, but that, and when I say racism, I'm talking stereotypes here as well. It's not that stereotypes and racism don't exist, but that they're not as common as people will have you thought. But actually, I've found, unfortunately, I've noticed over the couple of years, especially the way people think and view you, who are not sort of Pakistani and Asian. It's just sad, man. I mean, they definitely, some individuals certainly definitely do um, hold stereotypes against you, and as much as you think they'll respect you and look at you the same way as they do their fellow, you know, uh, this, white man, if I'm being honest, or girl, or white woman. Um, some people don't view you like that. They don't, and you're not. They don't see you the same way they see, their sort of white friends. It's kind of sad, man. I don't know. I don't want to get myself in trouble talking about this, but I don't think I've said anything wrong. Um, I'm not even going to defend some of the things people could say, because some people could say, for example, I'm not going to give the examples, but I don't know where this. Some people might say, "Oh, you are trying to say this about these individuals." I've not said anything of the sort. I'm just detailing my experiences. Um, and I've noticed that actually I thought racism wasn't super common, and I don't think it's super common. I don't know, but actually I've learned over the years that a lot of it is just me being blind to it, you know. And people, as a Pakistani man, 24, you know, I've just noticed people just don't really people will just view you a certain way, man. You know, it's just fucking sad, innit? You know what I mean? Just a packy at the end of the day, when it's all said and done. Yeah. And then I'll go. I don't know how I'll split this video up, or if I'll even upload it. But why not, man? I do like to talk, don't I? I guess. Yeah. I've enjoyed this actually, because I feel like I've got a lot off my chest as well. It's not that it's really bothered me or anything, but it is quite upsetting. Or it has been over the, I don't know, however long it's been, whatnot. I don't know, bloody know. You know what I mean? But I've just found, I don't know, it's been like a negative eye opener. Like, for many years, I just thought, I don't know, man. I mean, the thing is, you face a lot of hate in your own community as well. So my background is like, well, obviously I am born and bred in the UK. Um, and I don't. I've spoken to like friends about this and stuff. I don't feel like very British or anything. Like I don't feel like a British person. You know what I mean? Like, would I describe myself as British? Okay, on paper I am whatever I am. Like, it does confuse me sometimes. I mean, ethnically, I'm Pakistani because my grandparents were born in Pakistan. My parents were both born in the UK actually. Um, so ethnically, I'm Pakistani. I'm born in the UK. Both my parents are born in the UK. My passport is a British passport. So I'm British in that sense. But I don't feel like I fit into any. I just don't. I don't feel any sort of belonging here. Or when I say here, I mean I don't feel like. I don't feel part of. I definitely don't feel patriotic because I think there's a lot of history that I don't like. Um, and likewise with Pakistan, there's plenty of corruption and stuff. So I'm not trying to say, people might think, oh, go back to your own country and whatever. Yeah, I prefer it in England than I think I would in Pakistan. I've only been there once. There's a hell of a lot of corruption. England has a hell of a lot to do with that as well. So there's a lot. When I say England, I don't mean the English people. I mean historically governments and those who are in power, the British Empire and so on. I'm not by any means even a 1% of a historian, so I don't want to get my facts mixed up, but there's no doubt Britain had a lot to do with the corruption that's over there. So I don't want people to think I'm just copying out either on either front. But I don't feel part of either, man. Yeah, I was gonna say so my background Pakistan wise is Kashmiri slash Mirpuri slash whatever village of collective villages my family come from. There's a hell of a lot of hate towards those sort of villages for whatever bloody reason as well. Where Pakistanis will look at you like shit, and again I didn't realize that either. You know, I didn't realize that, man. I did not realize at a young age that actually Pakistanis. My mum used to say, you go back to Pakistan. If you went back to Pakistan, they're gonna say you're British, man. Go, like they're not gonna welcome you. Because I used to think, because I didn't feel like I fit in, I guess, or fitted in as a kid. I used to think, if we lived in Pakistan, like, you know what I mean? Maybe, it would be a bit easier or whatever. And truth be told, well, I don't think it would. Because I don't really view you as Pakistani either. You're like you know, you're like an outsider in Pakistan as well because you're from Britain, one, but two, also because we're from the area we're from in Pakistan. It's like a lot of stereotypes about them. So this thing of fitting in, I don't know what on earth I'll title this video because the Lord knows it's been all over the place. But I'm just giving my thoughts, man. That's all I'm doing, really. Yeah. You don't fit in anywhere, basically, is what I'm saying. Don't fit in anywhere. Anyway, guys, I kind of just stopped recording and then I've left it till later on in the day. I've had to listen back a while ago. If I upload this, click the like button, share, subscribe, comment comment below what you think. Yeah, I was just spitballing my thoughts, really. These are thoughts I've had for some time, and I might need to relook at them, evaluate them, maybe become even more harsh with them, or soften up a bit. I don't know. But I think it's interesting to share your thoughts. So honestly, if you've listened to this far, let me know. And if you've got an opinion, or if you disagree with me, agree with me, have a completely your own take on things, or just anything, it'll be interesting. I want to create a bit of a space where we can openly talk without hopefully people getting pissed off and whatever. So yeah, man, if you watch this, let me know. Just let me know what you're thinking and what you thought. And I'll see if I don't want to. This isn't the type of thing to schedule. Um, it's just as and when, really, as and when. If this YouTube channel lasts a number of years, then perhaps you might see some personal development through these thoughts, or I mean, what I mean is obviously your opinion does change over time, generally. It just depends, I guess, doesn't it? It depends. But yeah, man, I guess I'm kind of journaling to some extent as well. So yeah, I'll stop rambling now. Like, share, subscribe. Um, Above all else, tell me what you think in regards to what I've said, where you agree, disagree, and so on. And as always, I appreciate your viewership. So yeah, take care, man.